Yeah, we have the barbecue on again to keep us warm.
We're outside, right?
Man, you should go outside.
Oh, there's Marley.
Oh, there we
Hey,
go.
Marley.
No, I can't stay.
The deck is enclosed for the wintertime because it reduces the snow drift in here, but it's not warm.
No, not warm.
Hi, Marley.
Monica,
Good job, Marley. All right, so today we've got an upper body blitz. We will finish with something for the lower body, so do not worry if you missed other days where you haven't actually gotten the lower body to work out. You're going to get the opportunity to do so today anyways. But to start, we're going to warm up those shoulders. So we're going to start with the shoulder car, controlled articular rotation. So we're going to start with both arms next to the side of the torso, and we're going to lift up the right arm as high as we can, trying to pull it towards the midline. So I'm trying to come in as far as I can across my body without actually rotating my torso. So again, I'm trying to get that full range that I have access to, up as high as I possibly can. And when I can't go any higher, I keep trying to push a little bit more. Then I will start to twist that arm around to the back side of my body so that my thumb is pointed backwards and my shoulder is now pointed forward. That's my finishing position. Then I'll start again, back to the beginning, bringing my arm past the midline for as much as I can. Again, the idea here is that we're scraping the outside of the range that we currently have access to try to deepen the range. We want to get the range bigger than what we have right now, and we can do so by being able to get stronger in that end range. Okay, last one, then we're going to switch our direction. Tensing up the body as much as you can, keeping your butt rigid, keeping your thighs rigid, keeping your other arm rigid. Then once we get down to the bottom, we're going to reverse that direction. So we've got our thumb pointed to our bum. We're going to try to lift as high as we can, which might not be very high. And then once we get stuck, we'll start to unravel that shoulder joint so we can get more range. So if you think about this, basically in all avenues of where the shoulder can go, we take it. And last one coming up. And reaching, 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 trying hard not to compensate through the rest of the body, though that's pretty challenging. Whew. Now we'll switch over to that left side, starting with flexion first. Thinking about keeping the torso straight, not turning sideways at all. And then wrapping it around, wrapping it around, wrapping it around. You might notice that you've got a little bit more range with one of your arms versus the other one. But like always, trying to explore everything that you've got. When you get to that top position, push it back, push it back, push it back without letting it come from the lower back. Wrapping it around, wrapping it around. Fighting for that extra millimeter every rep that you do. Once you've done your 3, reverse your direction. So you're gonna have thumb to bum, lift, 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 lift as high as you can till you're blocked, and then unravel, 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 unravel. And while you're doing this, still always thinking about flexing those muscles so you're getting as much out of that range of motion as you possibly can. Make that shoulder go through that full range. And finish up that third motion there, and then we shall move on. All right, similar concept for the shoulder girdle area and the shoulder blades. We're gonna do them at the same time. So you're gonna have your hands next to your thighs, and your hands are always gonna stay next to your thighs. We're not gonna allow them to come forward or backwards here, because all that we're moving is the shoulder girdle or shoulder blades. So we're gonna lift the shoulders, both of them, up to the ears like you've got no neck. So your hands can elevate, but they're not going forward or backwards. Lift. I wish you guys could see the snow right now. Lifting as high as you can go. High, 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 high. So it's like you're pinching this no neck that you have. And now you're going to bring those shoulder blades backwards. So they're still high. They're high and back. And you're going to squeeze all those muscles that are allowing you to bring it back. And then now you're going to pull those shoulder blades down, 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 down. Keep pushing them down. Keep pushing them down, 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 down until they can't possibly go anymore. And then you're going to bring them forward like you've got bad posture. Bad posture. Keep pulling them forward. Feel those muscles in the back stretch as you pull the shoulders forward. Bring them back up to the ears again so you have no neck. Push them all the way back so you've got a nice proud chest. And now pull them down so you've got really funky posture. Okay, we're going to reverse that direction. Shoulder blades are down and back, down and back, down and back, down and back. And now they're back and we're pulling them up, 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 up. And now we're pulling them forward into that bad posture. And we're pulling them down and back and up and forward and down. And last one back. And you're going to squeeze them back there for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Next up, I'm going to get everyone to go into their deep hip hinge position. We're going to take both hands and we're going to elevate the thumbs to the ceiling. And we're going to lift these thumbs to the ceiling as high as we possibly can, holding them here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep them there. 1. Now with your right arm and the right shoulder, you're going to do 10 lifts where you're trying to get it even higher 10 times. Okay, here we go. 1, right side only. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Oh, oh. We're going to get onto the floor and we're going to do a little bit of work through the hips as well for the movements that come towards the end of the session today. We're going to start with our hip opening sequence. We're going to have our heels a little bit wider than hip width. And we're going to rotate from the hip, going side to side, just getting a little bit more awakeness and range into both of the hips, getting them ready for the work that they're going to help us with throughout this session. You're going to pause with your legs at the bottom, and you're going to squeeze your top butt cheek so that you get a little bit of a stretch in the front leg of the leg that's higher off the ground. So squeeze that left butt cheek. You can also think about pushing the left leg, or sorry, for me, it's my left one, the higher leg, into the ground to get even more activation. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and switch to the other side. So now that top leg, squeeze your butt cheek, press the leg into the floor, and try to get as much stretch through the front part of the leg as you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And switch. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to transition over to our butt. We're going to elevate the hips into a hip bridge. And we're going to think about dragging the heels to our head. And we're going to think about squeezing your butt as hard as you can for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep your hips up. 1, you can let the aggressive squeeze go, but keep your hips high. And turn the squeeze on again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the hips up. You're going to plant your left foot on the floor and you're going to raise your right leg. And we're going to squeeze that left butt cheek for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch legs. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hips to the floor. Spin over into a push-up position. And our final movement here is going to be a couple of scapula push-ups where we're squeezing the shoulder blades together and pushing them apart. We're going to perform 10 of those. No rush, just really try to push the shoulder blades to the end range of motion. So squeeze and push apart. 1, squeeze, push apart. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. Grab a sip if you need to, and we're going to get started on the protocol. So we start with 4 movements that are all upper body. The first 2, there isn't a whole lot of movement in them. So we're going to be spending most of our time holding a position, trying to get as much out of that hold as we possibly can. Our first one is going to be an asymmetrical push-up. So again, you can perform a push-up from an elevated position off of furniture or off of the floor. And we're going to have one arm higher and one arm lower, kind of like that staggered push-up position. We're going to be descending into our push-up, holding this spot for 10 seconds, performing 3 on one side and then 3 on the other side. Okay, so get ready, get into that push-up position. We are going to get started. Where's my timer? Okay, 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Just holding that position. 3, 2, 1, and press yourself back up. Same side, descend into the same position, back down towards the floor. Holding for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press back up and descend back down for a third time. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press back up and switch your hands. Okay, get ready and descend. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press up and back down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press up. And last one. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and press back up. Okay, flip over onto your backside. We're going to perform a row isometric. So you're going to lay on your back and you're going to plant your feet into the floor. You're going to pull your heels towards your head like you're dragging the floor towards your head so you've got the back of the legs turned on. You're going to flex the abs by pushing your lower back into the floor. And then you're going to grab these weights that are extended from the ceiling, and you're going to pull down, pull down, pull down, pull down, pulling the upper back and the elbows into the floor as hard as you can, so you can feel the back of your body, especially the upper back, working. Okay. So our first rep here is going to be 30 seconds. Let's go. Push, 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 push. Thinking about squeezing the entirety of the body, the whole body, getting everything turned on, getting everything working. Keep pressing the upper back in. Keep pressing those heels towards the head. So you're also getting lots of work out of the butt and the hamstrings. Another 10 seconds here. Keep pressing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Turn it off. Same exact movement, but less time, 20 seconds. Here we go. Turn it on. Turn it on. As if you're pulling something that is so significantly heavier than you've got the ability to pull. You're just trying to push your shoulder blades and your elbows through the floor like you're trying to do construction. Grant, Margaret, maybe you guys should do this in the basement.
Julia, just bring your elbows closer to your torso a little bit.
Off.
Perfect.
And last one, 10 seconds only. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and turn it off. All right, we're going to get back to a standing position.
Marley, you're standing on the ceiling.
So if you've got a light load for this, doesn't need to be very heavy, a couple pounds, you can grab something. And we're going to do a single arm lateral raise. So a couple of variations here. We can go into that deep hip hinge position, bringing one arm up, pausing for a moment, returning to the bottom. One arm up, pausing for a moment, returning to the bottom for 1, 5, 15 reps. Now, if you find that you're starting to rotate through the torso and it's a little bit challenging through the core, you can anchor the other arm, which will make it a little bit easier. Okay. 15 reps, 1, 5. We're going to go on my tempo. And here we go. 1, 2, 3. Bent over really deeply there, Marley. 4, 5. Deep hip hinge. 6, like you're doing a deadlift. 7, 8, 9, 10.
Get the head higher, Monica.
1, and hold it at the top. 2, 3, 4, and hold it. 5. Whew. Switch to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold it there. 10. 5 to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Oh yeah. For the next movement, again, either 2 implements per arm for a tricep exercise or 1 implement for both hands. Textbook works really good for these. We're going to lay on our back in a hip bridge position, squeezing the heck out of your butt cheeks. You're going to press your weight up overhead, and you're going to allow that weight to come back towards the floor behind your head, tap it down, and then extend back up for a total of 20 repetitions. You can go ahead on your own count for this one. The hips stay up the entire time. So we're getting work through the back of the body, the legs and the glutes, the entire time that the arms are doing work. I think Julia might have missed that one. So getting into that hip bridge position, pressing your load up overhead, bending the elbows to allow that load to touch the floor just above your head, and then straightening the elbows. tap, straighten the elbows, tap, straighten the elbows for a total of 20 repetitions. Once you have finished your 20 reps, grab a quick sip if you need to, and then we're going to go back to the top of the order at the asymmetrical push-up hold. So as you might notice, having the push-up in that staggered position is pretty hard for that hold. So again, manipulate your environment to make yourself successful. So if that means going down towards the knees to hold yourself, or if it means elevating your hands onto a coffee table or a couch, whatever it is that you need to do to stay successful during that 10 seconds. Okay, ready to rock and roll? 10 seconds coming up. 3, 2, 1, and go. 10 seconds. Holding that position. Again, in that asymmetrical position.
1.
And switch.
Go.
And go.
Mark. 3, 2, 1.
Take a moment there and back down. Go ahead.
Go. Mark. 3, 2, 1.
And if you've been switching, keep switching. And go ahead.
Go.
Trying to think about squeezing your butts, flexing the back of your legs, keeping lots of
3,
tension through them.
2, 1.
And here we go.
Go.
5 out of 6 here.
Mark. 3, 2, 1. Go.
And last one coming up. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. 5 seconds.
3, 2, 1.
Okay. Flip over onto your back, getting ready for that row isometric. Laying on your back. Again, pressing your butt into the floor, dragging your heels towards your head. So you've got the back of the legs turned on. You're going to take the shoulder blades and the elbows, and you are going to pull them down into the floor as if you're trying to create an earthquake through the upper body. We're going to hold this for 30 seconds, 20 seconds, 10. And go ahead.
Go.
30 seconds here, pressing the upper back into the floor as hard as you can so that you start to feel some muscle in between the upper back or the shoulder blades really turn on and fire on. If you find that bringing your bum slightly off the ground helps you to feel this even more, do so. 10 seconds remaining.
Three, two, 1.
Turn it off. Okay, get ready and turn it on. Here we go. 20 seconds.
Go.
Not uncommon to start to have the arms shake a little. If you're really pushing into the floor with all of your might, you're going to start to get a little bit of shaking happening.
3, 2, 1.
Turn it off. We got one more coming up for 10 seconds. And turn it on.
Go.
So you really want to imagine that you're trying to push the floor
Mark.
away with everything you've got.
3, 2, 1. Go.
And relax. Back to standing, grabbing your light load for that single arm lateral raise. We're going to use our left arm to start this time. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Up, hold, back down. Up, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, keep the chest really low. 6, 7, 8, Julia, nice back. 9, 10, 5 to go. Marley, see if you can get your chest a little lower there. 1, 2, same side. 12, 13, 14, and 15. And we shall switch. And here we go. Up and holding for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you can, try not to use your free arm to balance on the leg. Try to keep it free. And that's going to allow your body to have to hold even harder and flex even harder to keep everything rigid. Last 3, 1, 2, and 3. Onto the floor, back in that hip bridge position for the tricep extension, while also turning on the butt and the hamstrings and the core. On your back, pushing the hips up, squeezing the heck out of your butt cheeks. Elevate your load, whatever that might be. Bend the elbows to bring that weight or that load down to the floor. Tap it, and then straighten the elbows. For 20 total. 3, 4, 5, hi baby. 6, Rogue's visiting. Oops, 7, oh hi, hey, 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 hey. Now I have no idea what count everybody's at. I just got lots of Rogue kisses on my forehead. So once you have finished 20, grab a quick sip, and then we're back to the top of the order again.
Pay attention to me. Pay attention to me.
You gotta really fight for height with the hips and squeeze everything out of your butt cheeks. Monica, that looks good. Now that I'm up close, I can see everybody's face. Hi, faces. Miss you guys. Try and get ready to go through that top part one more time. Those 4 movements for the upper body. If you were switching last time with the asymmetrical, you went one side, other side, one side, other side. On this round, we're going to keep all 3 on the one side, and then we're going to do all 3 on the other side. There may be a little surprise after. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, let's get ready for our holds, our asymmetrical push-up hold, starting in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Press up, and then return to the same hold position.
1. Go.
Timer is always a little bit on the off.
3, 2, 1.
Press up and back down.
Go.
I've realized that I cannot do the push-ups and the timer at the same time.
3, 2, 1.
Press up and switch sides. And descend. Holding for 10 seconds again.
Mark. 3, 2, 1.
Press up and back down.
Go.
Press up. Last one coming up. And here we go. 10 seconds.
Mark. 3, 2, 1.
Okay. Now you're going to go into a regular push-up position that is not asymmetrical. And you're going to perform 1 set of as many reps as you can do. Okay. Regular position. Again, you can elevate this if needed. As many reps as we can get through. 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Full range of motion. We'd rather you do less repetitions and do a full range than tiny partial ranges for this one. Just trying to extract whatever you got left in the upper body. And if it isn't too much, that's okay. Let's take a moment there. Very nice. Looking strong there, Margaret. Nice, Ashley. Sit, Naruba. Good, Julia. Yeah, stretch those shoulders out, Marley. All right, we'll do 5 seconds to finish up your set. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job. Flip onto your back for those isometric rows. So again, imagine that you're pulling your elbows, your back, and your shoulder blades into the floor, like you're trying to break through concrete. 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and go. So you'll get out of this what you put into it. Again, those upper body area, the shoulder blades, the top of the shoulders, the elbows. If you find lifting your butt like a tiny bit off the ground helps you to sink more into your back, your upper back, that's a good thing. Go for it. 5 seconds.
3, 2, 1.
Turn it off. Take a moment there. And here we go. Turn it back on.
Go.
Turn it back on. Turn it back on. Press that upper back into the floor. Make fists with your hands as if you truly are holding weight, pulling that upper back into the ground, squeezing the heck out of those muscles.
2, 1. Go.
Turn it off. 1 set of 10 seconds remaining. And here we go. Last 10 seconds of work. Think about pulling the heels towards your head, squeezing your butt cheeks.
2, 1. Go.
And turn it off. Woohoo! All right, up to a standing position. You're gonna grab your single implement to use for that lateral raise. And again, we're gonna try not to balance with the offhand. So we're gonna lift with our right arm to start. And we're gonna try to keep this left arm free out to the side. Starting and go ahead, lifting up, holding for a moment. 1, 2, 3, also telling our body not to rotate. So we're getting that anti-rotation effect out of this as well. 7, 8, good use of a weight there, Marley. 9, 10, 5 to go. 1, 2, 3. Spend some time up there. 4. And last one, 5. Switch sides. We're spending all of the time in that elevated position. And then we're just coming down for that quick change of reps. 1, hold it up there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, last 5 here, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And now you can either grab one object in both arms or just body weight. And you're gonna bring both thumbs up to the sky, trying to lift as high through the shoulder blades as you possibly can. We're gonna hold that position for 30 seconds. As high as you can, through the upper back, through the shoulder blades, holding it there, reaching, 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 reaching. Every time you start to feel them drop, lift a little higher. Hang in there, press the floor apart to take the pressure off the lower back and put it into the glutes. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Whew. Transitioning into our final set of the tricep extension from our hip bridge position. So grabbing your implement, laying on your back, pushing the lower back into the floor, elevating the hips, pressing your weight above your chest, and then bending through the elbow to tap your weight down to the floor above your head, and then straightening the elbows. Bend the elbow, straighten the elbow. Bend the elbow, straighten the elbow. For a total of 20 repetitions. As always, trying to squeeze through the back of the legs, the hamstrings, and the glutes to get even more out of that movement.
Rogue sitting here eating like a.
She was eating sandpaper.
Was that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I thought it was like wood.
And try to keep those elbows nice and tight. So Julia, think about squeezing the elbows together. Good. Marley, great job. Nice work, Ruba. Nice, Monica. Good. So take a moment there and I'll walk you through what's coming up next. So we're going to finish with a little bit of lower body. Again, more so for the full body stimulus and to ensure that we're still getting in patterning of those movements in between days where we necessarily make them very, very fatigued. So we're only going to be performing 2 sets, and it's not meant to crush you. It's just meant to get a little bit of blood flow and a little bit of oomph into the lower body. So the first movement is going to be a pause squat. You're going to descend into your squat pattern. If you've got some external load, use it. Not quite near the bottom, because for many of us, when we do get to the bottom position of our squat, it's kind of like a rest. So we're going to go near the bottom. You're going to go a little bit higher so that muscles are taking all of that weight. And you're going to perform that isometric where you're pressing out as hard as you can, making it super challenging for 10 seconds. We'll pop back up, we'll descend, and we'll do that again. We're going to be performing 5 repetitions only. Okay? So take about 15 seconds. If you do need to find some external load, go for it. And then we shall get started very shortly. All right. So we're going to start from our standing position. We're going to set the stage by already turning our muscles on. Think about screwing your feet into the floor and pressing the heels away from one another. So we start to get some stuff in the midsection, your butt turned on. Yeah, good call. If you've got socks on with a slippery surface, you might just go, phew. So good one, Marley. Press the floor apart. Pull yourself down into your deep squat. Pause about 2 inches above your bottom position. And now push the floor apart as hard as you possibly can. Flex your butt cheeks, squeeze your fists. Try to get as much out of this as you can. We want shaky legs. We want shaky cores. Getting as much tenacity as you can here. 3, 2, 1, pop up and back down. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Up. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And last one coming up. 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Whew. We're going to reverse that position now. And instead of going into that knee dominant exercise, we're going to go into that hip dominant exercise. If you've got some external weight, use it. Honestly, if you bring in a lot of that connection of just pushing away really hard, you probably wouldn't even need it. So imagine that you've got that dowel on your head. Our dowel is always touching the top of our head, the middle of our back, and our butt. That's how we know our spine is straight. We're going to start to press the floor apart. We're going to go into our deep hip hinge position. And when we get to our deepest point, I want you to think about pushing the heels away from each other as hard as possible for 5 seconds. Okay, here we go. Match me down here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand up and squeeze your butt. Bend over and press those heels apart. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up. We're going to be doing 10 of these ones. They're a shorter pause. And press apart. Bring as much as you can into this movement. And back up. And down. So number 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up. Squeeze your butt. Back over. 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up. Halfway. And hinge over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up. Hopefully you're starting to feel some things now on the outside of your butt cheeks there. And press again. Also probably the back of the legs. And up. Number 7. Think about flexing the abs as well. And up. Last 2. Press away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up. And last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up. Oh, man. Yeah. Margaret, you're feeling that in the right spot. I saw Margaret do the hit of the butt. And that's awesome. If you're feeling that anywhere through here or through here, that's a great thing. So again, I always think about pressing those heels predominantly apart, and that really helps to fire on those muscles. Okay, we're gonna go back to the squat. So again, this one is only 5 reps, but it's a longer hold. It's a 10-second hold. So push the floor apart, just like we have been doing. Pull yourself down into that deep squat. Push everything out, creating as much resistance and tension as you can for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pop up and back down. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to perform some fast ones after this. 7, 8. And here we go. Up and down fast ones for 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, still pushing apart, 5, 4, 3, 2, whew, and 1. Finishing with our hip hinges, pausing for 5 seconds in that deep deadlift or the deep hip flex position. So let's get ready. Push the floor apart. Sink those hips back. Feel that stretch along the back side of the legs and the butt, and press those heels out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7, 2, 3, 4, 5. You feel some burning coming now. 8, 2, 3, 4, 5. 9, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one coming up. Pressing apart as hard as you can for 20 seconds. Here we go. 20. Press, 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 press. Don't give up. Whatever energy you've got left, let's extract it now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and turn it off. Oh yeah. So that same intent and the tension that you're creating intrinsically in your body, now we go back into the gym lifting weights, bringing this same connection to what we're doing is going to exponentially improve not just the technique, but the results that you're getting from that lifting. So really good stuff to work on. Okay, let us stretch out those hips and let us stretch out your butt. So we're getting onto the floor. We're going to start with the 90-90 stretch. So one of our legs in front of us in that right angle and the back leg behind us also in that right angle. To deepen the stretch of the front leg, you can always maneuver the knee into different positions. So if the knee is on the outside of my body, it'll be less so of a stretch. When my knee gets pushed in to the midline, it'll be more of a stretch, as long as my heel stays elevated. When my heel tucks in, it will take a little bit of the stretch away. Okay, so find what works for you. Hands in front of the torso, and then you can lean over to feel where you need more of the stretch. So where you feel very restricted, spend some more time there. And then you'll take a big inhale, big exhale, and just imagine that part that feels congested melting. Big inhale, exhale, melt it, sink into it a little deeper. Inhale, exhale, melt. Just walk your hands to a different spot over the same hip. Big inhale, big exhale, melt into that area. And again. And last one. And exhale. We'll switch over to the other side. Again, knee roughly in line with the belly button and heel in line with the knee, if you feel okay with that. If not, find an angle that works for you. Do a little bit of exploration, see where you feel very constricted. We'll start there. Just hanging out in that spot. Big inhale, big exhale. Big inhale, big exhale. And then move over and find any other spot that feels pretty congested. Sink into that area. Again, always using breath as a means of upregulating or downregulating what our body is doing. If we hold our breath, we create more tension, which can be to our benefit when we're lifting weights. But when we're stretching, we want to exhale and tell the rest of our body to lose the tension. All right, next up, we're going to get into a quadruped position or on all fours. A lot of words here. Your knees are going to be wider than hip width. The wider your knees, the deeper the stretch. Now, obviously not so wide that your legs can't connect. So you're going to pivot on your left knee and you're going to rotate the left foot so that it is behind the back of the right knee. You're going to push your butt, your left butt cheek out towards the left, and you're going to move your hands over towards the right, and you can even go down onto your elbows with your hands. So you're trying to create as much distance from your left butt cheek and your right fingertips as possible. So as you press your butt cheek out to the left, you should notice that there's a bit of a stretch happening on the outside part of your butt. Make sure you still keep your toes locked into the back of that right knee, because if we lose that position, then we also lose that stretch. You can explore that area and see what feels good. And then we shall switch to the other side. So pivot on the right knee, swing the right foot to the back of the left knee, lock the toes in, push your right butt cheek out to the right, and then drop down to your right elbow and let your left arm slide away from the body, creating as much distance as we can through the outside part of the right butt cheek and the left fingertips. And explore. You can shimmy your hip around side to side to feel spots that work best for you. Back up to standing. Going to take the right arm, pat yourself on your back, and then use the left arm to press that elbow down. And if you want to make this a little bit more of a full body stretch, you can also lean away from the right hip. So push my right hip out to the right and then allow my top of my torso to lean away from that right part of my hip. And then that helps to feel stretches down that right side of the body. And you can explore. I always say don't lean back on this one because I find it can irritate the back. But if you lean forward and sideways, you can get different angles that often feel pretty good. And we'll switch to the other side. Use your left hand to pat yourself on the back. You take your right hand to push the elbow down. Push my left hip out to the left. And then allow the top of my torso to lean over to the right. And I can explore. So I start to feel some things kind of pull, and then they start to feel really good. And then lastly, if you've got a wall or a pole accessible to you, to stretch out the bicep and the chest against whatever you may have. If you've got nothing, let me know, and I can also show you this on the floor. And as you're leaning into that implement, thinking about moving and rotating through the shoulder. So think about pulling the thumb away from the wall and then bring it back. Away from the wall, bring it back. So the same movement that we started with that, that shoulder car, we're working different positions. We're gonna do that in our stretch as well, because we've got tons of tissue running in all kinds of different directions. We wanna make sure that we don't just always hit the same position, that we're hitting other spots as well. And then switch over to the other side. And same concept, rotating through the shoulder to feel different positions and different types of stretches there. So tomorrow is going to be another core themed day. I believe